I've heard about his work. I've heard about his word. And if I have to leave to get my lunch, I may miss my blessing. I may miss my word. I may miss what I came to receive. So I'm taking my lunch. And I'm going to be ready to stay for the long haul. I'm going to be like Jacob in Genesis 32 and 26. I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. I'm determined to get what I came for, so I'm going to be prepared and be prepared, church. All right? So now, how do you get prepared? That goes back to your theme for today. Being built on a foundation of Christ. Because this lad wanted what Jesus had to offer, not only was he blessed, but the multitude got blessed. Everybody there got fed because he was prepared. But not only was he prepared, he was willing to place his little bit in the hands of the master. Amen? So what you may think is a little, or you may think I'm only one person, or maybe that I'm only a child. But look at what Jesus was able to do with his small sacrifice. He could have said, this is my lunch. I got mine, get yours. But he gave his offering to Jesus. Again, you young folk, you might think, and this is for, I guess, the ones above 31 as well. You might think, who am I? I'm small. I'm poor. I'm weak. I'm young. I'm afraid. But in the hands of Jesus, you can be like Gideon, a mighty man of valor. He can do great things with and through you. But the first step is to build your life on a foundation of Christ and be willing to put yourselves in his hands. Amen. The last thing I want to share with you about this is how valuable you youth are to Jesus and to the work that he's doing. If you would study Exodus 30 and 14, you would read that according to Jewish law, and they followed this same custom during Jesus' time, that everyone 20 years and older paid tribute. If you were 20 years or older, you paid tribute. Now, let's turn, if you will, to Matthew 17. Matthew chapter 17. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read it. If you get there, if not, you can read it in your own leisure. But Matthew 17, starting at 24 through the 27th verse. It says, and when they were come to Capernaum, that is all the disciples, Jesus and all his disciples, they would come to Capernaum, that they that received tribute came to Peter and said, does not your master pay tribute? He said, yes. And when he was coming to the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers? Peter said unto him, of strangers. Jesus said unto him, then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea, and cast a hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take and give unto them for me and thee. So, Jesus, again, we always talk about Jesus came and did away with the law. No, he followed the law. And the law was to pay tribute if you 20 years old or older. So now he done told Peter, go find this coin in the fish mouth and pay for you and pay for me. The question I got for all of y'all is, if all the disciples was there, why did he only have to pay for Peter and himself? That tells me that these other disciples must have been too young. These other disciples must have actually been teenagers. And being that tells me, because if they were older than 20, they would have had to pay tribute just like everybody else. So they must have been too young, teens. But then I look at that and I say, look at what God, look at what Jesus is able to do with them 12 lads. Amen. These 12 youth, these 12 young men who were willing to build themselves on the foundation of Christ. He chose you to be the leaders. He chose you to go ye therefore and teach everybody about me. And in the 3 years they walked with Christ, all they were doing was getting prepared. But as we move forward, it says, even when Jesus was arrested, beaten, and nailed to the cross, they still weren't prepared. When he died and they was placed in a tomb, they still weren't prepared. When early, on the 3rd day morning, he got up, sent a message to his disciples, they still weren't prepared. When he came back in his glory, visited them, communed with them, and ascended, they still weren't prepared. But on the day of Pentecost, when they were all in one place, with one accord, they received power from on high, power of the Holy Ghost, and now they were prepared. Get prepared by building yourselves on Christ's foundation. And when you receive the Holy Ghost, or if you've already received it, you will have been prepared. So as I close, especially those 31 and under, but those of us that's 31 or older as well, when it comes to the things of God, when it comes to being a light in the world, and when it comes to being the salt of his earth, when it comes to being a disciple of Christ, I want all of y'all to repeat after me. I will
be prepared.
be prepared.
Amen.